Have you rated and reviewed Marijuana Today daily on iTunes yet? It's a super easy way to help our show grow, as Apple puts a lot of stock in the number of ratings and reviews that a podcast has when deciding which new shows to put in front of people. Just fire up iTunes, search for the word marijuana, and rate and review Marijuana Today daily today. But not daily. Just once is fine. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Thursday, May 11th, 2017, and you're tuned in to episode 244 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Our top story of the day is a big one, with Vermont becoming the first state in the union to pass adult use marijuana legalization via the legislative process. Up until now, every other state that's freed up adults to consume marijuana legally without getting a doctor's recommendation has done so via the ballot initiative process. Yesterday, the Vermont State House of Representatives voted 79-66 to approve Senate Bill 22, which has already been passed through the state Senate, sending the doubly approved bill onto the desk of Governor Phil Scott for his final deliberation. Governor Scott isn't the most progressive politician when it comes to cannabis policy, but he's also not known to be a hardcore drug warrior. Tom Angel over Massroots has a good piece up on the story and is reporting that the governor has three options now that the state legislature has passed the bill. He can either sign it into law, hit it with a veto, or let it pass as law without his signature. We'll obviously report back on that as he renders his judgment. If passed into law, Senate Bill 22 will allow for Vermonters of age to grow, possess, and consume small amounts of marijuana while setting up a committee who will make a non-binding recommendation on setting up a commercial adult use marijuana market, similar to states like Colorado, Oregon, and Washington. The Texas Observer is reporting that a proposed medical marijuana bill working its way through the Texas State House was pulled from consideration late Tuesday night by its authors and main sponsors, State Representatives Eddie Lucio III and Jason Isaac, one a Democrat, the other a Republican, who said that their legislative runway had run out despite the, quote, unheard of momentum, unquote, they had built in advancing their bill to expand the state's limited list of medical marijuana qualifying conditions. Their bill, HB 2107, eventually collected 76 co-sponsors, including 29 Republicans, and was successfully passed out of the House Public Health Committee on Friday, but ended up landing too far down on the list of legislative priorities to have a chance at passing this session, prompting Representative Isaac and Lucio III to pull it. Our final top story of the day brings us up north to Canada, where another big deal in legal marijuana is in the works. This time, it's licensed medical marijuana provider MedReleaf revising its preliminary prospectus for a planned initial public stock offering that is now projected to raise $80 million Canadian, with existing shareholders planning on selling another $20 million as a cash out. The company will trade on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the symbol LEAF, or LEAF, and will use the proceeds of the round to expand their production capacity and to fund scientific R&D. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz on headlines, let's quickly talk about it. You guessed it, our annual listener survey, which you can find and take at mjtodaydaily.com/survey. Since we're so close to hitting our mark in terms of the number of responses we need, I'm going to make you a deal. If we can close this thing out today, I'll throw a giant ice cream party at my house tomorrow and invite all of Marijuana Nation, all 20,000 or so of you. I'll make sure to get lots of whipped cream, hot fudge, caramel, and candy toppings, as well as plenty of napkins. 20,000 ice creams is a lot of drips. If we can really blow out the numbers today, I might even pick up some dinosaur stickers to give to everyone as well. So there you have it. Swing over to mjtodaydaily.com and spend the minute or two it takes to give your feedback on the show. If we can hit the right number, ice cream party and dinosaur stickers for everyone. You can't beat that. Once again, that's mjtodaydaily.com/survey. All right, time for the Blitz. Florida State House Speaker Richard Corcoran is adding his voice to the chorus calling for a special session to be held by state lawmakers to address the unfinished business of implementing the expansion to their medical marijuana system passed by voters in the fall. Last week, the state legislature wrapped up their annual lawmaking session without coming to an agreement on medical marijuana reforms. During an appearance on a Tallahassee radio show yesterday, Speaker Corcoran said, quote, "It absolutely needs to be dealt with. When you have 71% of the voters say, we want legalized medical marijuana, and the fact that we can't get it done, to just leave it to bureaucrats sitting at the Department of Health would be a gross injustice. I do believe and support the notion that we should come back and address and finalize dealing with medical marijuana." Unquote. Marijuana Business Daily is reporting that some licensed medical marijuana cultivators in Florida have begun selling full-strength THC cannabis despite the general understanding that only low THC, high CBD marijuana is legal. Citing an unnamed source, MJ Biz Daily's Bart Shaman said that some cultivators believe their actions to be covered under law, given the strong support that Medical Marijuana Initiative Amendment 2 got in the fall, which again received more than 71% of the vote. The Delaware House Revenue and Finance Committee voted yesterday to approve House Bill 110, which would legalize the adult use of marijuana while setting up a legal commercial market to handle sales, though home grow would not be allowed. The bill was voted out of committee by a 9-2 vote and now heads to the House at large for a vote, though that won't likely happen until later next month. Yesterday in Nevada, the State Assembly Judiciary Committee debated the merits of Senate Bill 344, a proposed measure co-sponsored by state senators Patricia Farley and Tick Segerblom that would restrict the kind of legal marijuana edibles available within the state. The bill passed the state Senate last month and would ban edibles from being made in any kind of form resembling candy, cartoon figures, or any other shape likely to appeal to kids. It would also ban marijuana-infused ice cream. We'll track this one as it progresses. Licensed Canadian medical marijuana provider Tilray just announced new deals to export their medical marijuana products to the countries of Chile and Cyprus, joining other international export deals the company has signed with Australia, New Zealand, and Croatia. Yesterday, California Attorney General Xavier Becerra said in an interview with Politico that he was willing to battle with U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions to protect his state's legal medical marijuana market, saying, quote, "I would love to see Jeff Sessions come to California and tell us we're not going to move forward on cannabis. Something tells me that's not going to happen. I'll probably be the 1 millionth person in line to fight Jeff Sessions on that." Unquote. And finally for today, keeping our gaze on California, we have Governor Jerry Brown expected to release today an amended state budget that will include $1.5 million to fund the environmental cleanup of illegal marijuana cultivation sites in the so-called Emerald Triangle, the three counties of Humboldt, Trinity, and Mendocino, known for their outdoor marijuana. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. What do you call a dinosaur with an extensive vocabulary? A thesaurus. Thanks to our sponsor, our annual listener survey, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. Today would be a great day to get a new patron. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I know you've been thinking about it, and yes, I'm talking to you. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with Marijuana Today.
One take, Shay. One take.